Welcome to Vintage Voices, the exclusive space where wisdom is timeless and the golden years are just the start of bold new adventures. Each week, we uncover the treasure trove of tales kept tucked away, the echoes of history witnessed, and tears that were a part of their lives. These narratives are far too precious to be left untold, so lend us your ears as we delve into the uncharted memoirs of those who've lived a lifetime of love, lessons, and legacy. Vintage Voices, where every wrinkle is a tale waiting to be told. This podcast is a heartfelt partnership between the Canon Studios podcast and Senior Planners.
What is your first name?
Marianne. It's
Mary.
2 words though,
Is it really?
but
Do you have
that's
an
the
E?
first name. My first name is 2 words, and they always put it together, but it's not, and it has no E,
No E, okay.
and it's a Y, not an I.
Okay.
Mary, and then space Ann, and no E.
People spell that wrong all the time, don't they? They do, mine as well. Well, I'm Tracy Ashley, and Gianni is over there.
I have a granddaughter, Ashley. She lives in Indiana.
Really? Wow, okay. How
And
old
I-
is she?
Oh, I don't hear from her much, so she's in her 30s.
Okay, okay. Well, we are so happy that you're joining us today. It just makes our day. We have this podcast. It's called Vintage Voices, and Gianni and I just love to hear all the wisdom that y'all provide. I mean, it's a blessing to us. So we're very thankful. Very thankful. So, Miss Marianne, where are you from?
Indiana,
Where in Indiana?
South Bend,
South Bend.
close to the Michigan line.
Okay, okay. Now my son it was with the San Diego Padres, and he played baseball in Fort Wayne.
Oh, that's not too far.
Yeah, yeah. That's what he did for years there. So you're from Indiana, and when did you move to Georgia?
Well, I because of my daughter,
Mhm.
because she's here,
Mhm.
and my daughter and son-in-law and my 3 granddaughters are here.
How many kids do you have?
I had 3.
Mhm.
One has passed away,
Mhm.
and I had 2 boys and a girl.
Mhm. Wow. Okay. And she's the only one that lived in Georgia.
Hmm.
There's something about a mother-daughter connection, isn't there? I miss my mom terribly. She passed away, so yeah. There's something about a mother and a daughter. You know, they say a daughter is a daughter all your life, but a son is your son until he takes a wife.
I think that's true.
I think that's true too. I have one child, and it's a boy. And I desperately miss him, even though she's wonderful. There's just something about it, you know?
It's not the same, no matter how you try.
And especially if you're splitting grandchildren.
Hmm.
So tell me a little bit about Marianne.
Well, there's not a lot to
I
tell.
bet there is.
Well, I did a lot of volunteering, and I worked when I started out. I worked at Associates. I don't know even if they're in. I had a good job there
Now,
because
what was it?
Associates,
Associates, okay.
and they taught me every job. So if somebody was sick or out of place, I could take over for them.
That is so important. You were valuable then.
And I was quite young because I was just 20. Because I just got out of school and I had a temporary job, and then I worked at an office at a department store, Robertson's. Back then it was a big store, but now everything is gone.
I know, you just almost can't find a department store.
And then I got that job, and it was a good job. I worked there. Well, after you get married, and you get expecting, they don't want you to work. So I kind of fudged it. I worked till I didn't show right away, so I made it to almost 5 months.
Wow. That's good.
Nobody found out.
That's good. That means you can keep a secret. So you were married, and is your
Yeah.
husband still living?
No, he passed away in 99.
Okay. Okay.
But I did volunteering after I worked, because after that And the kids left, so I did a lot of volunteering.
What kind of volunteering did you do?
Well, first I worked at the hospital
Mm.
and a Red Cross volunteer. We delivered patients and flowers. And there was one lady, she was blind. And every couple of days they'd send her flowers, her family. And I'd sit there with her and I'd bring the flowers to her and she'd touch them. And she could tell you what the flowers were.
Was it her sense of smell and touch?
Yeah, she could. I'd hold them up to her, and she'd smell them, and she could tell you. And she knew just about what color
Oh,
by the scent of them.
oh wow.
But that was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was a little boy. His parents didn't want nobody to play with him, and he had the door open.
Why?
Well, they didn't want him involved with anybody. And he was lonesome because they both worked.
Oh, you know he was.
So the door was open. We did a little trick because I'd sit in the hallway on the floor and he'd throw the red ball out. So we'd play catch, but I didn't go in the room.
Oh.
So they didn't know I played with them, but I wasn't in the room. I was outside.
You probably did more for that little boy's heart than
But,
anything.
I did that, and I worked there for a number of years, and then, then after a while, after my husband moved, after he passed away, I moved to Fishers, Indiana, and I worked at a living museum, Prairie.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite big.
What type of museum?
Living museum.
Living?
Yeah,
Oh.
and it's in Fishers, Indiana.
Okay.
And if you look it up,
Mm-hmm.
it's really something.
I will look that up.
And we used to dress like they did in a little house on the prairie. I worked in the sewing guild, so once a week when it was for the village, you sewed by hand. But it was for the gift shop, you could sew by machine. We made those little hats, the bonnets,
Right.
and what else?
I think back to that. To me, it reminds me of like the Pilgrim time.
Well,
Even
I
though it's
made
not, the bonnet.
the bonnets, and then it was funny too because when I sewed them at home because for the gift shop they could sell them that way.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't matter if they weren't hand sewn.
Mm-hmm.
But when we worked in the village, we had to sew by hand.
Mm.
And there was always a Headless Horseman at Halloween.
Mm.
And he always tore that cover. So I'd end up sewing it, but it had to be sewed by hand.
So that's real?
The Headless Horseman?
Yeah.
Oh, he rode alongside.
I didn't know that was real. Did you?
No.
What? They have
Tell me about that.
Well, there's a man, and he puts this. It's like stands on his shoulders, and it's a head that. It's not a head, but it's head.
Right.
It's
right.
like the neck,
Yeah.
and they covered it in black, and had like a red scarf around here. But I'll tell you, they have on Halloween. They have 2 times. One is a scary, and one is not scary. The 5 o'clock one, I don't know if they do it now because I haven't worked there for a number of years.
Right.
But they had at 5 o'clock was a non-scary. Well, one time they goofed, and my 2 granddaughters, the 2 were just little then, but the third one wasn't here yet.
Mm-hmm.
And he rode alongside, and if you'd have seen their faces, the mouth wide open, eyes big as saucers, and they were pointing, And my daughter said, I thought it wasn't supposed to be scary. I said, it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went back to work the next day, because I volunteered on Tuesdays, I said, what happened? She said, well, it was scary. It wasn't scary. I said, it was scary.
Mm-hmm.
You should see my granddaughters.
Oh my gosh.
But it was a boo-boo. They made a mistake.
Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to be that, but he rode alongside on a black horse.
I have got to go and look that up because I've always heard about
It's
Headless
much
Horseman.
bigger now, and they change. Because my daughter Well, my other granddaughter got married in September, and the oldest one is married. So they all went and took a trip back to Fishers, Indiana, to show the grandsons where we were from and everything, where we lived and everything. But it's a beautiful place. Now it's changed. They got a covered bridge, and there's a lot going on. There used to be, I know, no offense, but they were like the slaves went through. Well, they had a segment that all how horrible it was, and you could do it. I was too chicken. I didn't do it, but I had a friend did it. It took her a week to recover from all that because you went through marsh and everything, and they had this boat. I can't explain. It was like that the one side went down, and you could crawl in, and you could hide in there, and it was all that. But she told me about it. But like I said, it's been a long time.
Right.
So, but it was a good place to work. And they used to have a hot air balloon from all over the country.
Oh, the hot air balloon festival. Yes, I've seen pictures of that actually.
But they had it one time in there, and it was New Mexico and all over. And you could buy picnic lunches and sit on the hill and watch them ascend. It was beautiful.
There would be something beautiful about seeing that, I love a hot air balloon. I took my first hot air balloon ride in December of last year.
Well, we took it. My daughter and I took it.
Did you get sick?
And there was, I'm sorry?
Did you get sick?
No.
I was so nervous. I was sweating so bad that I thought I was going to vomit.
I think my husband was worse than my son-in-law, both of us, because she thought we were both crazy. There was something wrong. And my mother-in-law just rolled her eyes. She didn't want to hear about it. But before that, she kept saying, my husband kept pointing out in the newspaper, the hot air balloon got tangled up in wires and electrocuted and all that. He was showing me all that, and I said, I'm still going. And then, I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Well, then he had a friend that chased the hot air balloons because they used to land on Notre Dame University. So they called me and told me that I should come over there. So I thought, oh, good, I'm going to get on a hot air balloon. No, they just told me that, look how the basket's not very big. And I said, I'm not too tall, so I won't fall out.
That's right.
And I said, I'm going home. That's all you want to show me? I'm going back. And they just did it to scare me. But it didn't work.
Well, so you must have been strong-willed yourself.
Well, it took me, I think it was 3 years before I really got to go on one. Because it took my daughter, that was my birthday surprise. It took her that long for her to convince her father to let me go. So
That's funny. So how old are you, if you don't mind if I ask?
87.
You look amazing. Amazing.
But the back gave out on me.
Well, you know what? Sometimes cars give out. As they get up in age, they just give out.
My battery went low.
What happened to your back?
I have a disintegrating disc.
My mother had 5 back surgeries, excuse me. I don't know what the difference is, but 2 of them, they went through the front of her neck. And then the rest of them, they went through the back of her neck.
I've had 9, but I've got these aren't my knees. Plastic and metal.
Oh, wow.
One time when I could walk around, I went to Belk's to get shopping, and
You set it off.
I did. And they kept saying, well, it must be those tags. You know how they had those tags? And they went through that and my purse and everything. They'd have me take my watch off. And I forgot about the knees. And then all of a sudden, and a line of people looking at me like,
I promise I didn't take anything.
I thought, well, I didn't do anything. All I did was go shopping. But
Do you ever fly?
And then she said, what's the matter? And I said, I know what's the matter. I've got metal and plastic in my knees. And that'll do it.
That'll do it. That's why I asked, do you ever fly?
Yeah,
You probably, when you go through the thing, it probably beeps, doesn't it?
they put me in this little, what we flew. I was alone by that time. I went with my family, and my youngest granddaughter. She stuck to the glass because they put me in this glass.
Right.
And I thought, this old lady sitting in this glass thing, and they took my cane away from me, and they were inspecting my cane and everything else. And I thought, and those, what are you going to do to my my nana?
I bet those babies were just...
And looking at me like that through the glass.
Mm-hmm.
And this big lady, and she was tall. Boy, was she tall. She was something.
It's funny. So you're Nana?
That's Nana.
Nana. I'm Mimi.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm Mimi. So you have 3 grandchildren?
I have 6.
Oh, 6?
Well, I got 5 granddaughters and 1 grandson.
Oh, I bet that grandson's spoiled rotten, isn't he?
I don't hear from them.
Oh.
The one in Indiana
Okay.
so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's hard when they're away. Mm-hmm.
And they're married and they got their families and stuff.
Yep. Yep.
So the last time I seen him was when my son passed away, because they're all in Indiana.
Was that his children?
They each have, yes. He had 2,
Mm-hmm.
boy and a girl.
Mm-hmm. Are you still with? Or do you still have communication with his children?
No,
No.
because he's divorced, and
Oh, yeah. That's hard. It's such a hard thing.
so kind of everything got turned around.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry that you lost your son. That's got to be a hard thing
In-
to lose a
In
child.
2015.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's hard enough for me to lose my mother. So, yeah.
but I guess that's the way it's supposed to be.
That's right. The Lord knows. Our days are... He knows our day, the day we're born, before we're ever born. So, you know. So, you moved here. And when did you move here? To Georgia.
2003.
2003. Okay, so you moved to Georgia in 2003. Where did you live?
I live in the subdivision in Mountain View, off of 140.
Okay.
There
Okay.
used to be a restaurant. I think
Yes, it's right behind the restaurant. Now it's called Prime. Do you?
it used to be Winchester's.
Winchester's. Yes, they had a great steak, didn't they?
And the builder, it was his restaurant. He had Western,
Yes.
all Western
Yeah. It
things.
was kind of dark in there at some point in time, wasn't
Uh-huh.
it? Well, there's a new restaurant there now that opened about, I don't know, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe more. I'm not sure exactly. Do you know how much a steak is there? It's $45
Oh my God!
by itself.
I know. I
Everything
heard
is
it was
a la carte.
pricey.
It is. I mean, it's very nice.
How can anybody afford it?
I mean, I'm here to tell you. Go to the grocery store. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me this. How much was a loaf of bread when you were growing up? Well, when y'all...
It's been so long, I don't know if I remember anymore.
Mm-hmm. My daddy always says, we paid 10 cents. I'm
No.
like, 10 cents?
Well, I think when I moved here, it was almost $2 something. I hate to know. I don't think I even want to know what it is.
Mm-hmm. It's,
About $4.
yeah, about $4.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I haven't been in a grocery store for a long time.
Good for you, because I'm going to tell you, you get anxiety going to the grocery store anymore, don't you? It is crazy. It's like, I guess about 5 months ago, I know you heard this. Eggs were going for almost $7. Remember that?
For the regular white eggs.
Yes, exactly. Not even the brown ones. Yeah, now they're back down to.
You
like-
really can't afford to have children because how can you feed them?
That's exactly right. It is so expensive, and you know, we've done it. We've given our children everything, and they expect to have this, that, and the other. Nowadays, it's like, okay, we need to reel it back in a little bit.
It's awful.
It is. It really is. So you moved here in 2003. So when did you come here?
Georgia?
No, ma'am, to the Arbors.
Oh. Well, it'll be 2 years, December 14th.
Okay. I remember the day.
It's kind of hard because you're used to doing for yourself, and when you can't do everything, you can't reach things,
Yeah.
can't get yourself dressed.
Mm-hmm.
and you can't even reach very far.
Was it hard for
You're
you?
stuck.
Was it hard for you to come here?
It was.
Mm-hmm.
It still is.
Mm-hmm. It is hard. Is losing your independence?
Yeah, because you can't do just like simple things. Because I don't have, well, I got arthritis, but I still crochet.
Do you really?
I make baby hats and chemo hats and blankets for the hospital in Cumming.
Oh, that makes my heart
There's
so happy.
four ladies that do it, and once a month, if I can't go, my daughter, well, they have to be washed before you can take them.
She
So-
wash them in drift?
She washes them, and then if I go with them. Sometimes and if not, she takes them to the ladies. We met in a parking lot.
Oh.
It used to be by it's off of Providence Point,
Okay. Okay.
and we go that. Well, that's where we meet, and then one of the ladies takes them.
That is.
But
just
she has
so
a hard time now, so she got cancer, and her husband's got cancer, but she still does it. So if she can't meet with us, my daughter we go and hang it on her doorknob in the sack, and then she takes it.
That is so wonderful.
So-
That makes you feel good to do something like that, doesn't it?
Well, sometimes it has her. Now I found a different project I wanted to work on.
What is that?
On Pinterest on my iPad.
Oh, you're on Pinterest?
I'm not very good at it.
The fact that you know.
The fact that you know what it is wonderful.
Half the time I don't know what I'm doing. But they got these little animals like dogs and stuff. Well, I started a little dog about this big, and I was my son-in-law said he knows a perfect place for it, probably on his desk. But I can't pronounce the words. Agri.
Agri?
Well, it's something that they mean. It's small. It's tiny, and they got corgi dogs. That's what I'm trying to work on.
A corky?
Yeah, and I didn't like the face, so I ripped it apart. So I'm going to see if I can do it.
That's wonderful. Now, what kind of thread do you use? I mean, is it
Yarn,
a yarn?
but I try to get the thinnest yarn
Right.
I got.
So that's what I was going to say. It's
Yeah,
different
and
than what you do a crochet with,
And
right?
the hook is a 3.5, so the head is smaller.
Right, right. And do you
Take
use
it-
white or you use brown or?
Well, dog comes for brown and black, so
Okay.
I got gray and black, so I'll cut in between and fudge it and put it together.
Oh, that's wonderful, isn't it?
Yes.
That's neat.
So I don't know if I get it done. I didn't like the way it worked, so I pulled it apart.
So your eyes must be good still to be doing something that tedious and small.
I'm sorry?
Your eyes must still be good.
I have glasses, but only when I get tired. Otherwise I don't use them.
Mine are just spent. I am here to tell you, I cannot see.
Well, my daughter laughs sometimes because I can read the bottom row of the, the
You
chart.
can?
Most of the time, unless I'm really tired, I can't do it.
I can't go 3 lines below.
Oh, I go just about almost. Lately, well, I haven't been since January, so coming up I'll have to go again.
Yeah.
But it's about the second row sometimes.
Gosh, that's wonderful.
I don't know what I'm going to do with now when I go.
Mm-hmm.
That was last year. Well, beginning of the year.
Wow, that's wonderful.
But-
So I heard you say you do Pinterest on your iPad. So you have an iPad. You
Yeah. Half the time I don't know what I'm doing.
what do you do on it?
I play games.
Me too. Let me tell you what my new thing is.
I play balloon.
Yes, but I found this.
Then I contact my granddaughter.
Do y'all FaceTime?
Well, she's the youngest down here, and she's a teacher.
Okay.
So and when she's busy, I mean, with schoolwork, she's always busy every day almost, correcting papers and stuff. So then I just, when she gets the chance, then she can email me back, put it on my iPad.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I downloaded this new thing because I love to play games and things too. But it's called Happy Color.
I've never seen that one.
It's basically you just color. But
Oh,
it's by numbers.
never tried that one.
Me either, and I even have it on my phone now. It makes me so calm, and it just is. It appeases me so much. I mean,
Well, I've got books that I color in.
oh, you do, okay.
Flowers. It's got one that's got all flowers, and they give you a page that's already colored, or you could do them whatever color you want. So.
There's something about it. It's just soothing, isn't it?
And then I got different books of different colors in there. And I like to read too.
What kind of books do you read?
Amish.
Do you?
Well, we live close
You
to
lived in the Amish.
Close to Amish. We used to go on Saturdays, Shipshawana.
They make the best jam and jelly and stuff, don't they?
Because we used to go, they had book holders had a best breakfast. So Saturday mornings we used to go early and then go stop along the road because they had breads. And then when my in-laws, well, you know, my family was still living, my in-laws and my mom and dad, we'd take them like noodles. Well, my mom and I used to make noodles. And then
from scratch?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And my granddaughter, the youngest one that's a teacher, she and I, when I had my own home, we made noodles together.
That's awesome. Now, I love carbs. I'm a carb girl. I'm meat and potatoes, but I love some carbs. I can eat noodles, like spaghetti noodles, with just butter. I mean, I love them. Love them. So it's funny because a friend of mine used to live in Kentucky, and the Amish was around where she was. And we would go every time we went up to her cabin, we would get the jam and the jelly and the bread. The bread was to die for. And they still had the black buggies. They still rode the black buggies. I mean, and the ladies still dressed in the full dress.
Well, when I left, yeah, that's been a long time ago.
Yeah. I mean, the last time I went to Miss Peggy's cabin in Kentucky was 2019. And they were still doing that. It was like, wow.
I'm sure they didn't change. But my husband was a sheet metal worker, and he was a business agent. And a lot of times, sometimes if they had meetings, I went with the ladies. We had a tour bus, and we'd take it to the Amish country. Well, some of the ladies didn't realize you can't take their picture.
Right. Oh, I made the mistake.
Oh, of the Amish?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You
And
can't
sometimes
do
they even look at you in the
from a
face.
distance. From a distance, you can. But,
And sometimes the girls would do this. They would just
well,
look at them, wouldn't they?
if you're from New York, they don't realize that they just said, well, we can do that. And I said, no, you can't. I take it from a distance. Well, we want to see their face. I said, please, leave them be.
Absolutely.
Just go, you're across the street, you can get them from there. But they do it, but it's
Yeah.
it's hard. You know, they don't want to listen. Some people don't. But
That's the cross the board period.
yeah.
You know?
Well, I guess when I went, a lot of times the ones from New York, they were bigger ladies, and then they'd say, we were always Hicks, because
Absolutely.
we're from Indiana. So that's how we, but we got used to it. It was nothing new.
Well, Gianni and I both have Southern accents. I mean, we talk, some people say it's country, but we talk very Southern. And other people are like, I'm sorry, I don't understand you. Could you say that again?
Well, I have a lady that I eat with, and sometimes there's three of us eat at the evening together. And Martha and I look at one another, and we didn't know what she said. And we look at one another, and she says, did you get that? And I said, no.
Nope.
And she said, neither did I. What'd you say? Neither one of us got it. So I didn't feel so bad then because it wasn't just me.
That's right. That's right. My mother-in-law lives here in AL.
Does she?
Mm-hmm. She does. Judy Penley?
Is she still here?
Mm-hmm.
I know her. Judy's got reddish hair.
No, ma'am. She's
No.
got blonde hair.
Oh, okay. I think I know her.
Mm-hmm.
She's on the first floor
Yes, ma'am.
by the dining room.
No, ma'am. She is on the third floor.
Oh, third floor.
The AL third floor. You go up.
Mm-hmm. I'm on the, for a second floor. Well,
That's it. Second floor, I guess.
I'm on two.
Yes, that's where she's at.
Oh.
Take this elevator right here up one floor.
No, mine is right here.
Oh, so you're right here.
Yeah, right. Oh, you know where a PT room is?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm right next door.
Oh, okay. Then hers is up on the third floor.
Yeah, she's up one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's probably up with Martha and Gail.
Probably. I don't know. Is Martha? What? Maybe she is. Is Martha the lady that used to work for Lancome?
I don't know her name. Her last name is Davis.
Mm-hmm.
And she's right across from. I don't know her room. I know when I go.
Right, when you go there, you know it. Yeah. So have you got your room fixed up?
Sort of. Not really, because it still doesn't feel like
home. Yeah. Do you have a Christmas tree?
Mm-hmm.
Good. You know, it's hard when you've lived out on your own for so long and you feel like but I'm going to be honest.
You're kind of lost.
Exactly. And you know
you're here but not here. I don't think it'll really change. For me, anyway.
Do you still do you get to see your grandchildren and your daughter a lot?
Well, no, I don't hear from any of them from Indiana. Only, one friend.
Well, your daughter that lives here.
Oh yeah, she is here.
She comes visit.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Oh yeah.
Good. I'm glad.
She comes, and the granddaughters come too. The middle one just got married in September, so she was the second one. But the youngest one is a teacher. I told you that, and she's the one.
She teaches at Georgia Tech.
She's teaching at high school. I'm surprised.
Oh, where? What high school?
She just graduated from Kennesaw in May, and she's teaching juniors.
My husband is a principal at a high school in Cherokee County. They are. These teachers need to be paid so much money because
I'm surprised she didn't go for young children. She's got juniors.
What school is she with? Do you know?
Yeah, she's in Creekview.
Oh, wow.
Middle school. And I guess my daughter and the granddaughter, they got a special section that they had so that they could discuss things for the young ones, you know. And they got little cushions they could sit on and everything. So they decorated it. And so my daughter, because I can't go anymore, so she took pictures on her phone and she showed me what it was like.
Oh, that's nice.
So they have a special section when they want to discuss things and things like that.
That's nice.
So I guess it suits them, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's changed a lot, hasn't it?
Boy, has it ever.
And I don't know that it's for the best.
Well, the way I think sometimes they don't respect the teachers, some of the kids. Now, not all of them.
Right.
And I said, Big, I thought she'd go for young ones, starting out, you know, in school. But when she said she was in that, I thought, oh boy. And that's a hard age, I think.
It is a terrible hard age.
And I said,
Very hard.
I said, do they give you some back talk? And she says, yeah, but I put them in their place.
Good for her. Good for her. That's important.
To look at her, you wouldn't think that she could, because she looks like would belong with them.
She says she's a little girl.
Yeah.
They said, Gianni just said it earlier. Say what you said.
I said it's usually the smaller people that have the big people's back.
Yeah.
But I was surprised. I was sure she was going to go for like first, second grade, or maybe fifth grade at most, you know. When she said that, I thought, oh. It just didn't. I said, Abby. She says, what? I says, I says, I don't think I want to be in your shoes. I don't think I could. I know I couldn't do it.
Right. No, me either.
She says, it works out. I said, okay.
So, what are your plans for Christmas?
Well, I can't go any place.
You can't go to your daughter's?
She's got steps.
Oh,
And steps don't like me.
yeah.
So I can't go. I mean, they come. I
Good.
mean, so it's okay, you know.
Yeah.
Could be worse, I guess.
You know what? You're exactly right.
So.
It's just wrapping your brain around that this is your reality from now on.
Just got to change things.
That's right. You know, it's funny because our pastor said on Sunday, you have to change your thought process in the way.
Well,
you
I
think
could be
about
in a hospital bed stuck,
it. I mean, that's right. You could be flat on your
and
back.
I'm not.
And you
At
know
least
what?
I could roll around.
That's right. And I'm going to tell you, I do this for a living. You are at a extremely nice place. It's beautiful here. I always tease people and say it's like a cruise ship on land.
It's the best that could be, you know. You can't.
100%. You're right.
So you can't do things for yourself anymore. But I think that's the hardest part.
Right. Yeah. That has to be.
But and I like to draw, so I can draw.
Oh, you're an artist?
Oh yeah.
Oh. So what do you draw?
Well, you're gonna laugh. All these calendars you get, they got St. Jude, I think, is the ones. They have these little people on them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like to draw them, and then I color them in. I got one now working on,
Oh, I love those. That's wonderful.
but I like to do those. Then I have to stop because I can only do so much because my hand. And I'm right-handed, and everything's on this hand.
Do you ever get trigger finger?
Do
Where
I-
it's like stop it like
Oh,
gets stuck?
this one I'll bend back, and I have to straighten it out.
My husband gets that
Oh boy,
from playing football.
it's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
I sit there
That's what he does. He's like, oh, I'm like, gosh.
and it hurts too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. Thank goodness.
Sometimes they wake me up at night.
Do they give you medication for that?
No, it's just arthritis.
Is it
There's
rheumatoid arthritis? Is it or
No,
just
there's-
arthritis?
Sometimes if it gets too bad, I got Tylenol I take.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I don't like to take it too much.
I bet you don't like taking medicine, do you?
No. But they gave me a little cup full of this.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3, I call them horse pills. They're big. So I take those 3 first. And then the rest of them, they're little ones, so I can pop them all in my mouth at one time
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and get rid of them.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, do you enjoy any of the activities around here?
Yeah, I play balloon bop and cornhole.
Awesome.
But cornhole, I can do pretty good, but I did too much yesterday doing it, and this shoulder is really
Mm-hmm.
telling me
Mm-hmm.
you shouldn't have done that.
Mm-hmm. But at least you were having fun.
But I did pretty good.
Good. I stink at it. I'm not even gonna lie about it. I cannot get it right to where it will stay on the whatever you call that thing.
Well, one lady want to know what I do, but I don't tell my secret what I do.
Tell me.
It might get out. No.
It would. Well, I can't tell you how thankful I am that you spent some time with us because this has done my heart a world of good. I'm here to tell you. It makes my heart feel good.
Thank you.
And you are such a good person.
I don't know about that.
You are. To continue to do those things for the children that have cancer, chemo hats. I mean, most people don't even think about those kids.
Well, it's for babies, really, you know. And what they do is when you make the hats, they put them in a basket in the maternity ward. Or like for cancer, they put them in a basket, and then you never know who's going to get them. So want them, they just take them out of the basket. So
That is such a wonderful.
sometimes you wonder who gets them, but you never know. As long as it helps, it doesn't matter.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Vintage Voices. We hope that you'll join us next time.